Good morning and welcome to week 3 of Food and Beverage Cost Controls. My name is Stephen Hilborn, and this week we will be tackling the financial statements portion of the simulation case. And it's something that either you're a math person or you're not a math person, and some people love looking at the numbers and understanding what they mean, and some people it just blows their brain up. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit of this week. And of course, feel free to email me and let me know if you have any questions. So you will be going to your virtual business case sim and in week 3 for financial statements. And first we'll be looking at the concept overview. Now, again, this should be about a 3 or 4 page document, and it will show or give you an idea of what are financial statements and how do they relate to an actual restaurant. Some of this should be a reminder of what we're looking at in some of your accounting classes, and I hope as well in like front office and other courses like that, you would have looked at a few of these as well. So they're going to go through, I won't go through all of this. In the actual industry, we call it a P&L statement, profit and loss, and once you get into the industry, you'll hear that word a lot, but it is basically just an income statement. So you're going to go through and follow all of these and then complete your quiz. And now as a reminder, the quizzes are you only have one chance, but it's only worth 1% of your final mark. So you go through here and you complete your quiz. Then you'll go into your case briefing, which I'll pull up here for a moment. And that gives you an idea of what you're walking into and what's the scenario that you're walking into. So as you go through your case briefing, I want you to look at the overview of what's happening. How do we use financial statements in this simulation? And it's something you should almost be looking at weekly. So every time you run a week, open that up, take a look at it. The income statement for sure, more so than the balance sheet. And it'll kind of tell you what's happening in your particular restaurant and the areas that you need to work on. And then also when you go through this, I do want you to read these discussion questions. And the idea is, while we won't be necessarily discussing them, these are things that you should be able to answer yourself or have your own opinion. And I like to think that these discussion questions are the types of questions that will be presented to you when you are in the industry and you actually have to make some hard decisions and some financial decisions. So read up on those and kind of see if you have a good understanding of it. Now, moving on to, so the learning phase, I'm not going to go through. You just follow the steps. I think it's fairly simple, but you do have 3 tries. And I will go to the challenge phase, which I thought I had open, and I don't. Okay, so I'm going to load up this challenge phase. And I'm not going to do the challenge for you, but rather what I'm going to do is kind of open up some of the actions or the reports that you have access to for this week and give you a little bit of understanding about them. I also teach financial management, and you will probably see me next semester in that class, but this is going to be a great introduction to some of those talks. So here, your very first step, it says, in the learning phase, you found that the marketing expenditure at Chez Cezanne is much too high. Your goal is to make a weekly profit of about $5,000. So you go through the instructions. You want to look at their financial statements to determine if your expense is too high, and the benchmark is about 5% of revenue. But the higher the revenue, the more you can spend. And here it does give you an idea of what to look for. So it says look in print and advertising and TV and radio advertisements to adjust those purchases. And when you are done, you are making a weekly profit of $5,000. So you can see here we are making a profit of negative $10,000. Our revenue is about $25,000. And while we can't really control this quite yet, in the future, both of those are high. So you want those both being 30-ish. Staffing probably even below 30%, probably like 20, 25%. But let's take a look. So if you go to reports and you pull up income statement, this is what you'll be looking at if you are in running sort of any business or a management position, any business, every week. And you got to know what this means. There's a lot of stuff we like to teach you and it's good to know, but then there's also some stuff that we need to teach you, and this is one of those needs. You need to understand an income statement and basically just what it says, even if it's your own personal income statement. So here for the week ending September 16th, they made $25,000, 787, of which it was split up between food and beverage. You can see what your food cost is. So your food cost is $11,674, and that would be 41% of $25,000, and that leaves you with about $14,000 left. And then you can see staffing is a big one at $10,000, and then marketing is $11,657. So I don't have my calculator here with me. So if I just wanted to find out what 5%, that's what our marketing should be, it was about $26,000, and I will multiply that by 0.05. My face is in the way, and we're trying to spend around $1,300. So $1,300 right now with our making 26, we're off. So we need to adjust our marketing, okay? Now another way of looking at this, so this is the great thing, you can change from dollars. Percentages is much easier to understand, and if you know what your benchmark percentages are, what you should be around, it's very easy to understand if you're over or under. So here I changed it. Our food beverage split is 65-35. So of the 100% of revenue, 65% of that comes from food, 35% from beverage. Our food cost is 37%. That's high, it should be around 30. Beverage cost is 4%. That's very low. That's great. And waste is 4%. So that's a little bit high. But again, those are things we can't control in this simulation, but you will later. So here we're looking at marketing. So this is really the only way that we can control, or what we can control this week. So 45%, so 40% higher than it should be. So this is where now you're going to go into both your print advertising and radio advertising and take a look. And we're spending $10,000 a week right there. Okay, that's gone. So even if I just got rid of that, and make sure you hit OK as opposed to X. OK like applies the changes. So if I just hit OK, and let's just say let's run for 1 week as fast as we can. Let's see what happens. It's kind of cool. Coming in, coming out. Now we might actually lose some revenue because we're not promoting to as many people, but I don't think we'll lose $10,000 worth of revenue. So it's taking a while. Time for a sip of coffee. Okay, so it should end on Sunday, it being Saturday, Sunday, and there we go. Now we're done. So we have now a profit of $87. We made $30,000, which is more than what it was last year or last week. Let's take a look at the income statement. So we've increased our revenue. Doesn't make perfect sense because we decreased our marketing, but and we spent $5,000 on marketing still. So if I look at my marketing dollars, you know what it is? I understand now. So when you do all your marketing, the residual effect lasts for a few weeks. So that week that we paid $13,000 or $11,657, we will see that impact for a few weeks after. So sometimes people will just market for 1 week and then see the results for the next month. So here we're still spending $5,000, which is 17%. We want it to be 5. So then you go back in and you adjust and you adjust and you adjust until you get that sweet spot. Currently right now I have a 28 out of 40, which is about a 60%. It's not horrible, and that took me all of 9 minutes to complete. Go through this, aim for 100% on every single simulation. Let me know if you have any questions. Have fun with this simulation. They get a little bit more difficult, so these first ones should be quite simple. As you continue on, you'll notice there's a lot of things to control, even the layout of your restaurant and your actual kitchen equipment, things like that. I hope you're having as much fun as I am with this. Have a great week. Monday at 10 a.m. If there's a drop-in meeting or anytime you want to meet, let me know. And good luck. Stay safe.